I don't know what it is. Like every time I try to do a video on this phone, it just looks so, um, it's just so blown up. It's like I'm zoomed in, but the son of a bitch really isn't zoomed in. So I gotta stand like 8,000 miles back. So I just shot the Charger with my homemade Pisser Brew color. So I'm gonna grab my light here and I'm gonna show you guys. Where is my light? Look at this. Who wants to come clean, man? What'd I do with my light? I lost my, did I lose my freaking light? I lost my light. Alright. Well, maybe we won't need it. There you go. You can see the color. You guys see the metallics in it? There you go. It's not black. And yeah, there's some crud in it. I mean, I painted it right in the middle of the shop. What do you want? You're right. These Chargers are just sexy cars. They are just, you're right. They're so sexy. Can you guys hear the radio? Somebody have to turn it down. Can you guys see that color at all? I know you can see the crud in the paint. What do you want? Painting it. There you go. I think that color's popping a little bit now. Definitely got to do a little buffing on her. A lot of dirt in it. But, you know, what are you going to do? Figure I'd hit you guys up with a live video. And I could actually, you know, talk to you if you got questions and stuff. But it's not black. It's a lot of grays. So you can see some of that copper pearl popping right there. I've got some copper. I've got a lot of grays. There's some black. There's just a lot of different stuff. What happened to your comments? Can I get them back? There we go. How much do I charge for a paint job, Robert? It depends on what you got, man. I mean, minimally, it's probably $1,500 and works its way up. How can I keep the comments up? Yeah, you're right, Chuck. Dark color. I mean, if I painted it in a booth, I'd have about half the crap. Yeah, definitely, Robbo. It's not over the top. The original color I made, I don't know if the fender's still outside. Let's go outside. It's probably all wet, so I know it's raining and snowing. You know, you can't see nothing. Hang on. I don't know if you'll be able to tell or not. This is the fender that came off the car. Alright, so you see, I gotta hold this at a better light. Maybe right here. No. Gotta find a good spot. Right here with all the junk. Alright, there you go. I'm gonna try to hold this with my knee. But you guys see to the right where it looks really brown, and then to the left right here it looks a little grayer, and then right there it's black. So this is the original black that was on the fender. This is the brew that's on the car now. Okay, and then this is the original one that I mixed. You guys can see the difference, I hope. I know it's tough because it's freaking, just the paint or the clear on it was terrible and the thing's been laying outside. So you can see, and your comments keep disappearing on me, this sucks. Black, what's on the car now, the original. So there was a lot more brown in the first color. And I had to knock some of that brown out, and that's what I did. Can I get your comments back? Here we go. is what I did is I actually took blue and knocked a lot of that brown out with blue. Yeah, you guys' comments. SK, thank you. It's hard, you guys. I know it's hard for you guys to understand because a lot of you have been fans of mine for damn near 10 years. The problem is in this place, it is a zoo. During the day, it's impossible for me to do videos. I get interrupted, and I'm not BSing you, I get interrupted constantly. And every time I've tried to start like a little video, I'll be into something cool, the freaking phone rings, or somebody's at the front door, or one of the guys come up to me and need a little bit of help with something, and it's like, I can't go 15 minutes at any given day when we're open during working hours without getting interrupted. And it just gets so aggravating. So that's why I really haven't been doing the videos like I used to. And at night, all summer long, this past summer, I mean, I was working on my house till it got dark out. I wasn't doing anything car related. You know, you guys seen that I got a new house. And I mean, I hustled and hustled and hustled to get where I'm at. And, you know, so at night, now that it's, you know, fall or winter, it's winter now, I guess. Yeah. You know, I could dedicate a little bit more time because I'm not working on the house so much. I'm here, you know, and I bought this car. One of the purposes of buying this car was to give you guys some videos. And, you know, walking around it, I mean, it don't look too bad. All right. The bodywork, you know, it's a B grade paint job on it. I mean, if we buff it, you know what I mean? It's a B grade. It's definitely not an A plus by any means. It's a driver quality, you know, a little buffing. And, you know, the car was totaled. Like I said before, I think in one of the original videos of this car, I paid $500 for this car. 500 bucks. All right. And then with the taxes and, the auction fee and all that, I think it was $618 or $612 or something, to actually take ownership of this car. So the sales tax is paid. I mean, it's 50 bucks for a title, but I am going to register this car and drive it. And it cost me a couple $100 to get it towed here. So far in parts, the headlight was like 70. That bumper cover was like 110, 115 shipped to the door. And the fender was $100. So that's all I've got so far in parts in the car. The grill was damaged pretty good. I got it straightened out. I'll show it to you. It's kicking around here somewhere on the floor. But the grill was mangled and it was a mess. But I got it pretty straight. And that was kind of another thing too, is, you know, a lot of guys don't have a lot of extra money to buy all these parts. And, you know, like I said, the grill's pretty straight. It was actually really bent right here. It was down probably to there. It was down an inch and the whole thing was just twisted. There is still a rip in it right here in the plastic. I'm going to show you guys how to do this on another video. Alright, it's not a perfect grill. I mean, I don't care. I just don't care with this car. This is the lower grill. It's all mangled up a little bit. Guess what? It's going in the son of a bitch. These right here are the honeycombs out of the top grill. And these are just shot. I was going to try to do something with these. It's not worth it. So you know what I'm probably going to end up doing? I got some stretch steel in the back, which looks almost just like that, but it's real steel. And I might make a couple cutouts and throw them in there. Why not? The push bar, probably do a video on that. The push bar was really twisted up. I beat it a little bit straight with a hammer here. But like this side is rolled. All right, this side's straight up and down. This side's got like a little roll to it. So I think once I get this piece cut off it, I'll just zip it off with a plasma cutter real quick, and I'll make a new piece here, and then I'll weld it back in. This push bar here this one's off a Nissan Frontier, and I was actually going to use that, and I realized it's aluminum, and I can't weld to aluminum, and it just looks a little heavy, too heavy duty, and it's too tall. I could cut it, make brackets, whatever, but I'd rather work with the original mangled push bar. So that's where we're going to be with that. The bracketry for it all. I mean, every bracket, there's 4 mounting points to these push bars. Not one of them was good. The reinforcement bar over there on the floor is bent and twisted. You know what? I don't care. Say all you want. It's going back on the car. I really don't care. All right, but that's kind of just what I'm doing with this car. Giving you guys like a little bit of a perspective if you're trying to do it at home type of deal. You want to save money but still have your ride looking decent. All right, let's swipe here so I can see some more comments because I do want to talk to you guys. Wow, you guys are got a lot going on here. Thank you, Wombat, for the new house. You know, I would set up a live stream during the day. The problem with that is I blast the music out here. And I know YouTube, you know, Facebook the same. Everybody's worried about copyright infringement, things like that. So it's tough, you know what I mean? It's super, super tough. So, all right, let's see here. Let's go back to some comments. Happy New Year, Stevie. Thank you. The hood, Justy, or Jusdy, I think it's going to be fine. I don't know. I did a previous video and showed you guys the major hack job on it. I think it's probably going to be fine as long as the hack job with the fiber all underneath holds up and doesn't bust out of there. And I mean underneath, like the very bottom side of the hood in the crash, you know, where it's designed to fold when it crashes. Because this hood was so flimsy, it was like it was just flopping. I'd go to pull it shut, and literally the back of the hood would stay where it is, and the front would definitely dip down a couple inches. It was just that flimsy. And it's aluminum. The aluminum's thin, and the stuff was ripping. It was ripping underneath. It was ripping right here. It had ripped. All right, and I actually built all this up with Fiberall. It's a little bit thick. You can see it. It's a little thicker in there. All right, than it is here. Big difference there. But with a bumper on it, I don't think anybody's going to really know the wiser. So, and it actually ripped right in here too. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but there's a little weird kink in it. Where is it? Yeah, it's not going to pick it up. I mean, it's kind of hard. Oh, you can see it a little bit, like right dead center. But I was trying to tap it. You know what I mean? Just trying to tap it around, and it was just, the aluminum was ripping. I mean, the hood, I mean, I could have got a used hood with, he said 3 hours damage on it for $250. I could have got a pretty decent B+ grade, A- grade hood. Not quite insurance quality per se, but that was $400. I literally spent 4 hours. 4 hours. If it holds up, it holds up. If it don't, it don't. You know, I'm hoping to hang on to the car for a little while, so we'll just get to see. You know, I'm curious myself. I am. I've never attempted a repair like that on an aluminum hood. And yeah, SK. And there is foam in there. There's foam in between the inner and outer layer. I filled it right up just to. And the reason why I put the foam in there was because it was so tinny. You know, it was just to keep the aluminum up so I could put body filler on it and sand it, because I mean I just set my hand on it and it would buckle down. I mean the stuff is just that flimsy once it gets, you know, stretched out. So that's why I did that. All right, just to kind of save myself a little bit of aggravation was all. All right, let's see if we can get some more comments. And I'm going to drive it like I stole it. Thank you, Benjamin. It is looking decent. You know, it's all right. It's all right. What's up, GPLE? Haven't seen you in a minute, cuz. My painting the rims, I don't think there's a need to. They're dirty. But they're going to clean up. They're not rusted. I don't think there's any rust on them at all. You know, it's coming out of Syracuse, surprisingly. You know, the underside of this car isn't terrible. It's not any better, any worse than any other 13 running around these parts. But I mean, it looks like the police department maintained it, not to a T per se, but you know, when they got a fleet, I don't know how many cars Syracuse has, but I'm sure they've got to have at least, I would say at least 30 cars. I don't know, maybe somebody could educate me on that. I know just our little dinky Newark Police Department, I think, has 4 or 5 vehicles, and we're only a village of about 12 to 14,000 people. So they might have more than 30 of these. I don't know, but it's a lot to maintain them. You know, it gives a few guys, you know, it gives them all jobs. That's for damn sure. But nobody will ever think this was a, you know, black and white police car. That's for sure. And I didn't want to go just straight black. I just wanted to give it my own little twist. Looking at it here, the car looks black as black can be. You know, but when you get up to it, and I'm curious to see what this thing looks like, you know, when the sun comes out. And I've been working on, I haven't done a whole lot. I just want to be careful when I open this door if I dare. Yeah, I don't know. That handle might come back and hit that fresh paint. I don't want to do it. It's still kind of sticky. But I'm getting the inside, getting it, it's a little bit better than it was prior. I don't know if I showed you guys what I did to the wheel airbag or not. I actually took all the guts out of it, saved the plastic cover, glued it back together, and a couple of just little dabs of windshield urethane on the wheel to hold it on, just so it looks like something instead of, you know, just a blown out airbag. I don't know if I'm going to put airbags in the car. You know, and I think I showed you on a prior video too, I actually started writing a legit estimate on this car, and I was at a little over 14,000 and still rolling with the amount of damage on this car. And probably 5,000 of that alone was just due to airbags. You got to replace the whole dashboard for the passenger airbag, and then plus you got to you know, change the airbag module itself. Then you got your steering wheel airbag, you got your knee airbag on the driver's side that blew. You got all your sensors. I am going to have to put seat belts in the car in the front. Both of the retractors are set up. I know somebody in a previous video, you know, said maybe you can take the retractors apart, take the tab out. I may try that on one of them just to see if it's salvageable, but I do want them to lock up in case this car isn't another collision. I mean, that's the purpose of having the seat belt. You know, those retractors are what keeps you from, your whole body from flopping forward. You know, those retractors try to keep you upright. So, I mean, I'm not going to say the car will be dangerous not having airbags, but I definitely want good working seat belts in the car, because I will eventually sell it. And whoever does buy the car, I'm going to, you know, tell them, go look at the videos, here's the pictures. I got nothing to hide. I mean, this car doesn't have airbag. Trans Am don't have airbags. The Ferrari kit car don't have airbags. You know, I mean, and this car is safer than, you know, any of these three sitting here with no restraint, you know, with no airbags in them. So, I mean, you know, it'll be fine. You know, head-on 55-mile-an-hour crash, I think you're probably going to be pretty much dead regardless if there's a bag or not in it. So, let's see what else we got for some comments here. Transmission leak. I have not. That's probably, I'm probably going to back it. I've tried to leave it on the lift as long as I could here, so I can dig into that. I'm thinking, I'm not positive, but I'm thinking there might be like a stress crack in the radiator. I haven't checked to see if this particular model of car, if it's just the cooler, or if it goes through the radiator and then through a cooler as well. But my guess is probably, I'm guessing there might be a crack in that radiator. I'm not positive, but the cooler itself, I mean, it's the top part of the AC condenser, actually. You can actually see where the discoloring is here going up. That's your transmission lines right there. My thought is it might be leaking out of here, but it's hard to say. There's a drip there. There's a drip there. So, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe just because it's a drip on each side right now, at least the way the car's sitting, it might actually be the AC condenser cooler combo. So we'll see. You know, I'll look into it. Connor, yeah, all is well. I mean, we're busy, you know. Again, that's why I haven't been doing a whole lot of videos. Just because, I mean, I get interrupted way too damn much. It's annoying. I mean, the guys here will tell you too. They'll be like, geez, how do you do it? You know, I did this Honda Odyssey van the other day. Like, legitly, this thing was in here for a week for a day and a half's worth of work. Just because I'm up in that damn office so much and the phones are ringing and I handle, you know, Justin, he isn't here right now. But even when he is here, I'm handling 50 to 60% of the phone calls and probably 80% of the operations that happen in this building. Most of all that goes through me, okay? Justin, he sets up the financing, the sales, and things like that, but, I mean, a lot of the load here is on me, you know? I definitely do my share of things here, but it's part of the game, you know what I mean? Have I been snow plowing? Did a little bit in November. December, there hasn't been much. I think there was one storm at the beginning of December, like 4 or 5, 6 inches, something like that. But I haven't done a whole lot yet this year. I think I've been out 4 times. A few places I've been out 5. That's right, Drive. Race cars don't have airbags. Yeah, I can get the seatbelts rebuilt, a Redneck Life, but I mean, honestly, I can go to the Boneyard, grab them for $50 a pop. Might as well just do that, you know. So that's the way I'm looking at it. Yeah, remove the resonator. I thought about that, but I don't know. I kind of like it quiet. I do. I mean, it's a 6-cylinder, and I don't know. It's just too damn. You know, I don't like the sounds of the 6s. In a full-size car like this with a rasp, you know, I'd just rather keep it quiet. Chuchosaurus, you know, honestly, I don't know where he is. I haven't seen him since probably 2 to 3 months before I moved into the new house. So I haven't seen Chooch in roughly a year. All right, well, it's been 8 months, 8-9 months anyway, so it's been a hot minute. Yeah, heavy equipment. Yeah, I like doing the live vids once in a while. I wish I was almost doing it on a laptop, though. I don't know why doing it on the phone. Just I'm missing 3/4 of the comments you guys are putting out. I don't mean to skip anybody, but it's like every time just the freaking... I look and then the comments are gone. It's like, oh man, where the hell did I leave off? What's up, Ostar? But yeah, I just want to give you a little freaking son of a bitch here. And, yeah, it didn't turn out too bad. I mean, it is what it is, you know. If you go back earlier in the video, I don't know if you just came aboard or not, there's some dirt in it. You know what I mean? It's... The camera's actually picking it up more than what I'm seeing with my eyes, believe it or not. But it's all right. I mean, we got nothing to hide. We never have, you know, with my videos. I just throw it out there. A lot of guys bash them, whatever. Oh, you're doing it wrong, or you should do it this way. I mean, that's what it's about. Everybody's got opinions, just like assholes. We all have them. And, I mean, what I do works for the situation. That's what a lot of you guys do understand with me is, you know, every vehicle, it's different. All right? I mean, I got a GTO in the booth. You know, that car's been here, 2 years probably. But that car's getting done as right can be. You know, this car, you know, it was a 13 car with 115,000 on it. It's, you know, a retired police car, as you guys know. The car isn't worth a whole lot of money. It's my car. It's going to be my driver. You know, I ain't got to impress nobody. People know who I am. They know what I do. You know, it's going to look good going down the road. You know, I'll be able to wash it and it's not mangled. You know, that's all I really am looking for. And, you know, same goes for some of the dealer cars. I mean, you know, the nicer stuff gets done, you know, gets a nicer job. The crappier stuff for the lower price gets a crappier job. I mean, I hate to admit it. Some guys are like, well, do it right or don't do it at all. Well, the way I look at it, this is my opinion, and you guys can argue it all you want, all right? If I would have done this car right, for one, it would have been $14,000, you know, in probably 90 hours of time, okay, roughly. I did it. I've got roughly, I'm going to have $1,700 in this car. in 40 hours of my time. What's the car? Is the car worth 90 hours of my time? $14,000 worth of work. I mean, there's like 8 or 9,000 in just parts. So this is where it goes. The car could have went to the junkyard, all right, and people would be plucking parts off it in a couple weeks if I didn't buy it, all right, because any guy that was bidding on this car probably owned a salvage yard, and they were just going to take it apart. Or I pick it up for $500, throw $1,000 into it, and have a decent beater to drive around. I mean, it's all in the eyes of the beholder is the way I see it. So, and honestly, if I did everything perfectly right, I would probably, I can't say I wouldn't be nowhere in life, but it's one of those things where you got to do whatever that job is worth, what that vehicle is worth. If this was a brand new Charger and it belonged to the police department, yeah, this thing would have been legit. Wet, sanded, buffed, perfect. As perfect as I can make it, because I don't own the car and it's a new car. But it's not. A lot of the cars I put on video, even if you go way back into the videos that I did before I got anywhere, at the back of, April's dad's garage, way back when I started YouTube. I mean, look at the cars I was dealing with, guys. They were cars, bought it for $500 at the auction, that we were selling on a lot for $3,000. All right. I mean, yeah, they were hacked and packed and thrown together and, whatnot, but people still bought them. People were still happy, and they were still buying them cheaper than, if they went to a different place. That's how we got our head start with things. And a lot of the people that we contend with, they can't come up with money to buy really nice stuff. It's their credit's bad, or they just don't have the money. So we just happen to be in that market to do what we can do for people and make a living for ourselves as well. So, yeah. And you're right, Backlife. I mean, I do what I do. Okay? That's all there is to it. I do what I do. As they say, there's an ass for every seat. Unfortunately, my ass is in the seat of 100,000 mile, 10-year-old vehicles for the most part. I'm that guy. There's other body shops around. They get the nice hits. They get the big money jobs. It's just not where I'm at. So it is what it is, but it's going to be tomorrow. Yeah, color's not too bad. It's definitely different. But I'm pretty tired, guys. I've been here since 8 o'clock this morning. What is it? It's got to be right around 10:30. So I'm going to head out and go home, take a shower, go to bed. Yeah, the hood don't look, this hood, this hood was a mess. I showed you guys a picture of this car. I mean, if I drove it back to, Syracuse Police Department, told them it was car, whatever number this was, they'd be like, yeah, okay. Nobody will believe this. Nobody will believe this was the car I bought. If you guys didn't watch the video, see the picture, see the progress, you would never know. You would never know. But it's a perfect driver for me. It's perfect. And I'll sell it, and eventually, won't be for a few months, I'm sure. But I'd like to pick up another one of these that's not hit quite as bad. And really, the hit on this car wasn't bad. Structurally, it's fine, other than a very minor wrinkle in that rail. And honestly, I don't even understand how the bags even went off on this car. But they did. So, and looking at the, the frame rails and stuff, I really don't know how they went off. I've seen cars hit a lot worse and the airbags stay intact. So it must have been hit just right to do it. But all right, guys, y'all have a goody. And thank you for watching. I'm going to go home and get some sleep. Son of a bitch. Off with his balls. How do you shut this off anyway? Oh, I guess I just hit the X. Later. Sure you want to stop streaming? Yeah. Night, guys. Thanks again for all your support. Off.